You're listening to Cards to the Moon, a podcast about trading cards from both a collector and investor perspective. We hope you'll stick around for the ride as we take a deep dive into the state of the hobby, share some hot takes, hopefully some useful advice, and fun stories along the way. Hey all, welcome back to Cards to the Moon. My name is Clark from 5cardguys.com, and you can also find me at 5cardguys on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. This is episode 290, and it is another Friday episode. And just like the earlier Tuesday episode, when I interviewed Lance Fensterman, the CEO of Fanatics Events, we've got another special guest on the pod. I guess it's a special guest pod week. And I think you'll enjoy this episode because it's a story that went super viral, and it all started with a 110 mile per hour foul ball that hit the head of Liz McGuire at a Blue Jays game last summer. Not to worry, everything turned out fine, and in the end, it benefited a great kids rehab hospital here in our hometown of Toronto. And even if you heard the story before, whether you saw it on the local news or you read it in the New York Times or Washington Post, I think you'll get a lot more details about what happened by listening to today's episode. But before we play the interview, off the top, yes, I'm doing another solo intro, but don't worry, on the schedule for the upcoming weeks, Will and Roy, they're back on with me next week, and then you'll hear Hyung again the week after. And if you missed last Tuesday's episode, I mentioned I was taking a couple weeks off just on family vacation, but we got you guys covered with these new episodes that we were able to pre-record. Okay, that's all I wanted to quickly share with you guys. Oh, I should mention for this episode, there might have been a few swear words here and there. Not as much as my Gary Vee interview, but anyway, just in case you're listening with kids, this is your heads up. All right, hope you enjoy the interview. All right, we got another special guest today on the pod. If you're a Jays fan and you're from Toronto, you might have heard her story already, but Liz McGuire is here to talk about a scary incident at the ballpark, which ultimately ended in a good news story that includes getting her very own Topps baseball card. I'm glad she was able to come on today and tell us how everything happened. So without further ado, Liz McGuire, welcome to the pod.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I will say this. So the hobby has been so nice to me.
Amazing.
They've been so kind to me. And so I'm like, I was like, I like baseball. I like the Blue Jays a lot. I've been going for years, right? I'm just going to straight up say the only time I collect baseball cards is there was a vending machine at the Sky Dome, right. And I like to get cards of the players that I liked, and I put them in my fridge and be very happy about that.
Yeah.
So I would have Kelly Gruber or, you know what I mean? I don't know, Roberto Alomar, all of which have been canceled since. But
right, we don't have to talk about that.
I don't know, but I was like, this slaps. I like these. I love junk wax, and so it's been such an honor. So when I became a Topps card, which is quite an honor, everyone was very nice to me, and so I will say this: I realized this is a big deal.
Yeah,
it's a big deal to be a Topps card. And so when I be a Topps card, I'm trying to be the best Topps card that I can be for every one day dreamt to be a Topps card, because straight up, I never did. I never thought I'll be Topps card. So everybody out there, old and young, practice your autographs, because you may be a Topps card and be woefully unprepared, such as myself.
I love that. I love hearing that, and I love how the hobby has been welcoming to you.
Really, really nice. And so I love the hobby because they mail each other little presents, and that's sweet. And they also like when things are sparkly, and that's so sweet.
Yes.
Too. I like that also. And it's just been right away the hobby was like, hey, you're one of us. And I was like, cool, I guess that I am.
Yeah.
And somebody actually bought me into my first break. And I was like, cool. And I was like, oh wait, this is a good way to get, so I got my nephew 9 into collecting baseball cards. Nice. And I was like, this is a great way to get him just collecting Jays, because we're trying to complete the base set of 2025 Topps 1, Series 1.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great way to do it, because I don't tell him that the cards can be worth money. I don't tell him that. I just tell him that if it's shiny, if there's a number, if there's an autograph, you put it in a hard case.
Yeah, that's a good rule. And I want to talk more about the Topps Now card, but for the benefit of our audience who might not be familiar with your story, can you start by just sharing what happened to you at the Rogers Center, I believe almost a year ago today.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It's like almost a year. So, okay, I will straight up say this. Like, I go to a lot of baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friends go to 20, 30 games a year. We like to shout.
Wow.
We like to shout because, like, okay, I will say this, but like, there's like a spring package. A lot of people don't know about. You can get every game for under like $2. It's called the leadoff package. So for April and May, you can get every game in town for under $40. It was like a deal. And
amazing.
we're like, because we're trying to get people in the seats, right? So we're like,
yeah,
that's our package. We don't have like, I don't want to like spend like $10,000. I want to spend like $80. Let's go. So I'm like, sweet.
Yeah.
So, we would go to games. I'm like, this is actually a funny game. I was at a game in May. It was May 2024. And we actually had good seats. It was a Friday night and we had some good seats. And we're like, sweet. We have good, because like we usually in the 500s. So we're like, sweet. Yeah. We have the good seats. And like, honestly, I was like 5 beers in. Great night. It was country night, Chris Bassett bobblehead night.
Yes.
And like, the reason why I was 5 beers in, Clark, is because it was a no-hitter against Tampa.
Right.
And apparently he was like a really trash pitcher. And so we had no hits. None. Not a hit. And so I'm sitting with my buddies and like, I'm like, sweet, this is game's whatever. We have the good seats. The dome was closed, actually. It's closed. I'm like, whatever. It's Friday night. Let's go.
Yeah.
So the no hit. Jays have, again, no hits. So it's boring. It's super boring. Yeah. It doesn't matter because like we have the good seats. And I'm like, this is amazing. Here we are together.
Yeah.
And so my buddies are sitting there and it's weird because we're in section 137.
Whoa. Yeah.
Which I don't advise you. Yeah. It was like, I will say this. So it's 137 where, again, so the Jays have just done renovations. So last season was the first season.
Right.
Before it was a multi-use stadium, whereas you would look this way because it used to be football.
Yeah.
They've turned the seats. I can see home plate.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I do love that. Except the seats are steeper and the fences are lower.
Oh,
right? And you're like, whatever, that's fine. Because you know what? Who cares? You're like, I'm going to the baseball game. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Who cares? Turns out you should care. So I'm at the ball game and I'm like, literally, this is the best part. So I am chirping the baseball game with my friends, having a baseball related conversation. So I turn, I watch a call, and I'm like, I say, they should have got robot ups. Like, they needed robot ups. What is this?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I hear and someone scream, and I can't see anything. And I think, oh no, like I've been hit by the ball. This is bad. I'm embarrassed. I'm like, I'm supposed to be like pretty good at watching baseball games, and you have failed at watching a baseball game. And so I hear my teeth smashed, and I'm like, cool. You were a dummy. You are a dummy. Okay. And I was like, sweet. So I'm like, cool. So I stand up. I just stand up, and I was like, I'm fine. Like I'm fine, right, guys? Like I'm fine, buds. And they're like, this is the 8th, and they're like, no, it's probably 7th. They're like, you are not fine. And all the children look terrified. They're like, whoa. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, nah. And I'm like, oh. And so, and so like, I'm like, okay, like I'm not okay. But I feel like amazing. I feel like amazing.
Okay.
Because all of a sudden, like, the adrenaline just hits, right? When something dangerous happens to you, it just, bam, hits. And you're like, so it's crazy. So I've been hit by a ball. It turns out stats, was it StatsCan or Stats? Yeah. As Peg did, is 110 miles an hour off the bat.
Crazy.
177 kilometers. And so what is crazy is this. Okay, so I will say this to you. Now, you will find out in a moment that I went viral, which I think probably know. But like, so I will be literally sitting on my couch now, and somebody will repost me being like, hey, I got hit by a ball. Can I get something? Yeah. And they'll be like, what a dumb chick. She wasn't watching the game. I bet she was taking selfies. Right? And I'm like, no. Like, I was like looking. I saw the at-bat. I looked away. Yeah. It was traveling at over 100 miles per second. Yeah. And what is crazy about it is it didn't go, like balls arc, and you're like, oh yeah, it arcs. Mm-hmm. This was straight. Bam. Oh. It was like a weird roper. And so what's crazy about it is like, I will say this. I'm fortunate it hit me. I'm fortunate it did not kill a child. Because people were like, oh, we only knew a ball was coming. We saw your hat fly off. Right. I was like, ooh. It was dangerous. I was like, it was 177 kilometers an hour off the bat, straight to my face. And it didn't rise. It just went straight and left and down. It looked like it picked up speed, actually, when it went down over. Because the nets are low. It's so funny. In the outfield, the nets are lower, where they should be higher, because it's where the ball flies the fastest. So I'm like, cool. I'm like, so anyway, so I get hit, and I'm like, I am very embarrassed. Yes. And so I just stand up, and then the Jays medics come down. They're like, "Do you want to ride in the cart?" And I was like, "Nah." And they're like, "Don't you want to ride in the cart?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do want to ride.
Okay.
I do want to ride in your cart.
Yeah.
Yes, please." So they gave me some ice, and I thought, cool. Honestly, I'm gonna go get the ball. Somebody stole the ball. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get my ball.
Yeah.
Let's go. Because like I am zoodled. I'm like I got hit so hard. I can't feel pain, and I'm like, let's go get the ball. Let's go, man.
Okay.
So I go, and a woman has taken the ball because she said it brushed her shoulder. And I said, I'm up in the concourse, and like the crowd is chanting to give me the ball, give her the ball.
Yeah.
And then she runs out of the game because she's been shamed. So I'm like, I see her in the concourse. I look insane.
Yeah.
All right, we'll show you what I look like in a second, but I look absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And I say, "Hey, I got really hurt. Can I please have the ball?" And she laughed at me. And I thought, "Oh, you're evil. That's cool." And I just backed off, and I was like, "Have a good night." So, and like, I look insane. So I will say that. So I look crazy.
That's the picture on the card. Yeah.
Insane. So I'm like, cool. And like, it was bigger than like, it was like big.
Yeah.
So like, cool. My head is really big. Children are terrified. So when I'm sitting there, because I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to finish the game. All right. Number one, I am totally zoodled. I'm like,
right.
They're like, there's 3 pitches left. And like, we have the good seats. And I was like, I can't feel pain. I'm so zooped. I can't feel pain.
Yeah.
But like, the Jays have a rally going. So I was like, buds, let's watch the rally. And I promise you, after this, we'll walk to the hospital. We're going to walk to St. Mike's. I was like, I swear to promise, I will go. So this time I was like, no, I feel good. I was like, I don't want to go. They're like, cool, go. It's like, cool. So we watched the game. We finished the game. The Jays, I think, lose the game against Tampa. The rally is for naught. Cool. Like, somebody stole the ball off my. I have literally the laces like embedded in my face.
Oh my goodness.
Like, cool. Like, and I'm just like, and so I was supposed to be the next day. I was supposed to go see my nephew play his first little league game. That's where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't make it. And I was like, I feel bad. So this is the photo saying, I'm so sorry. I cannot make it to the league game.
Okay. That's the photo, right?
That's the photo. And so, actually, I ended up getting up at 7 in the morning. So I go to the hospital. They're like, you don't have a brain bleed. Your face isn't smashed in. But they were like, hey, like, that thing's going to, like, drop. And you're going to have some wild black eyes. And I thought, cool. What's that, like 3 days? That's like 3 days. A black eye probably takes, like, 3 days. No, it turns out it takes 2.5 months.
Oh, really? Okay.
I had never had one because I'm a girl. We don't get in fist fights a lot. I had never been in a fist fight.
Sure.
So it went down into my face and then it went to the other eye.
Oh, no.
Two of them. Which actually, honestly, Clark, it's fine. It got me free beers like all season. People kept buying me beers.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. So I was like, cool. So I actually the next day I get up at 7 in the morning. I get my ass to Guelph. I'm like, sweet, I'm just going to go. This is the first little league game. I want to be there. And so I ended up making it, but I was embarrassed. And so I ended up sending a tweet. I was like, hey, Jays, like, I had a weird night. Like, I got hurt, and then someone stole the ball. Like, the whole thing was like, and then I looked insane. Like, I look insane. I was like, can you hook up a girl with something? I was looking for a game use ball, just like a $20 like game use ball.
Yeah. And
I look, and the tweet has 15 million views in 15 minutes.
Wow.
I was like, nah, I didn't want that. And I just put my phone down. And I was like, nah, I don't need that. I was like, I bet people are going to be mean to me because, like, I'm a girl. I was at a baseball game. I said I literally turned my head for a second, and that's not going to go over well. And actually, everybody was quite nice to me. They're like, Jays, hook her up. You got to be cool. Hook her up. Because she stayed for the game. Because, like, I stayed for the game. And I got a message back. The Blue Jays messaged me back. And I'm like, this is what's up. And they say this to me. Well, he stayed for the game, so we didn't escalate.
I see.
And I was like,
yeah.
What? I was like, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? And then, so anyway, but like, so we had some back and forth dealings, but eventually they're like, because they gave me a rally towel and a t-shirt, and I asked for another t-shirt, and they said no. I said, asked for a free t-shirt, and they said no. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, anyway, so eventually they gave me free batting practice passage, and I got some Aaron Judge signed ball. I met Aaron Judge. I brought my nephew. It was awesome. But like, they were like weird. Okay. And here's the thing: they didn't know me anything. They could have been like, but like that's cool. Mm-hmm. But it was it was a weird night. So anyway,
I know the whole story.
So I sent the tweet out, and I was like, it goes like viral, and I'm like, I feel dumb. I like straight up feel dumb. I'm supposed to be like, if nothing else, I'm good at watching a baseball game. Like if nothing else, I can sit in a chair. I could like sit there in a chair. Turns out I sat in the wrong chair, right? I just like didn't sit well in the chair. And like I was looking, like everyone's like, "Oh, did you have your phone up?" I was like, "It was in my pocket because I had a beer in my hand and I was watching the baseball match." Like, right? And so, and so I will say this. So, okay, so I send the tweet out, and then the Jays were like, "Yeah, like we you stayed, so we didn't do anything." And I was like, "Weird." Because like they had me fill out a form that I couldn't read, and I was like, "I filled out your form I couldn't read because I was hit with a 110-mile-an-hour ball." And I was like, "Seeing double,
right?
Cool." And then Topps is like, "Hey, we're gonna make you a baseball card." At this point, I'm like, "Yeah, man, whatever, do whatever you want." I'm like, "Yes." So I'm like, "Cool." And I didn't realize what it meant. I was just like, "Sure, I guess you make baseball cards, so I'll be your baseball card." And they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna make you a Topps Now card, and we'll give you all of the copies of the Topps Now card." And I remember I was walking, and I was like, "Sure, bud, whatever you want." Click, 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 click. And then,
right, it was someone from Topps, like their account that just
like,
messaged you.
Sure,
okay,
that's cool. Do whatever you want. I was like, "Do whatever you want."
Okay, yeah.
And then I realized when the New York Times called that it was a big deal. I was like, "Oh man, the New York Times are called, and the Washington Post is called, and I'm in People Magazine." I was like, "Oh no, like this was like a bigger deal than you thought."
That's crazy.
And
yeah.
And then I will say this. So like, yeah, I became a Topps card. And so last year, I'm at the game all the time, and kids are always like looking at me like. So I was at the game last year, and like, I was in the outfield, and I was like, to these random like 16-year-old teen kids, and I was like, "Hi, random teen kids. Like, I'm bad at catching baseballs. Like, if you can catch this baseball, if it comes out here, I'll give you $100 each." And I didn't know who they were, and they looked at me and they said, "But you're a Topps card." Yeah, you're like, but
they recognize you, okay?
Card. And I was like, "Whoa! Like, if you can get any kind of cachet with teen children." I was like, yeah. So anyway, that was how I became. I literally sat in the wrong chair. I turned my head for a second, and then and it was like it was insane. I was like, "Oh, cool." Yeah. Anyway, I'm a Topps card. And like the cachet of like I'm a Topps card is it's cool. And I will say this, like, as a female, I'm a girl. You never expect, like, I love the Blue Jays. So my first words ever spoken were, "Okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball." Not unprovoked. My brothers provoked the hell out of me to say that. Like, it's not a thing you just say. So,
sure.
But girls don't get on baseball cards. And so it's not a thing you're ever like, "Oh, one day I'm going to get a baseball card." It's like, one day it happened and I was like, oh. And so, little girls would ask for their picture with me in the stadium because I would show up. I literally showed up for the baseball game 2 days later because I had tickets, and I had these two black guys, and little girls would be like, "You," and I'm like, "Cool," and I would take pictures with them, and like somebody faked the baseball card, and they're
what do you mean?
Like literally they made fake copies of my baseball card on the internet.
Oh, jeez.
Which most people would be mad about, but I was like, but they made it in like the 1980, like the wood grain top style.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure.
I was like, "That's cool." I was like, "Oh my God." And the guy sent me 100 of them so I could give them out to kids that I met.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So like I had something to give because Topps took a while to give me the cards, right? Because Topps, but like I had this like really cool 80s style Topps card that I could just give out to kids, which was like really fun. Because like straight up, me and my friends wanted cards we could stick on our fridge. Like,
that's fine. Yeah.
Right? And so like, but like, yeah, that was, I guess like that's it. That's the journey that I had from sitting in the wrong chair to being a Topps card where I'm like, but I think what was confusing to a lot of people is like, I'm a Jays fan. I'm like a big Jays fan. And so like, it wasn't like, "Oh, whoops." I was like, no, I was literally I was having a conversation about the need for robot umps and I got rocked. And I think what spooks people is they're like, "Oh, I could have caught that." No, man. No, you couldn't have. I straight up will tell you, you couldn't have caught that. 110 miles an hour, and you can see the at bat. It's like a low roper that goes straight, goes off the bat, bam, right to my face. Like somebody was like, "Hey, my kid wishes they got hit by that baseball," and I just said, "Oh, your kid would be dead. I'm so sorry, your kid would be dead." And so it's like a thing where it's like people are like, "Oh, if you could have caught that if you were paying attention." I was. It could hit it could kill anybody. A lot of people die from these things. And I'm like, I didn't. And it's so great. But it's like, let's not pretend that if I was a big, strong man, I could have caught that, because if I was a big strong man, I didn't caught that, we'd be having the same conversation.
It's hard, yeah, no, for sure.
It's hard, and the dome was closed, so the lights were on, and it was like low, and so yeah, it's so crazy. Like I have the hat, my hat got smashed in. They're like the whole section was like, we didn't. My buddies feel so bad they didn't try and catch it because we didn't see it. Nobody saw it.
It's quick, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blink of an eye. That's crazy.
100 miles a section. It's like 1, 2. It's like
that's it.
Anyway, but it was like, but yeah, I don't know, man. That was the time I just got turned into a baseball guard.
That's thanks for sharing that
yeah,
whole story.
Insane.
Yeah, that's.
So that's the thing is why I never get tired of telling you, because it's insane. Man. Right. It's like a wild. It's like the lady trying to steal the ball. Oh yeah, sorry. What I didn't tell you is when I got hit by the ball. Mm-hmm. The lady tries is like, I'm not going to give you the ball. They're chanting, and all the kids run up to me. All the children of the section run up to me and be like, try to offer me things that they have in their hands.
No way.
They're bobbleheads, because it was Chris Bassett bobblehead night.
Yeah.
They're just like, and so I thought I dreamt it, but somebody who was up in the press box later said to me, Liz, we saw you get hit. We thought you died. And we saw all the kids run up to you. We saw you swarmed by children. And I was like, yeah, I did get swarmed by children. And I was like, that was the best part of my night. Was the kids were all just like, are you okay? There was lineups of children. And I was like,
wow, that's, yeah,
sweet. It was beautiful. Yeah. And I was like, that was so it was such a weird night of yeah, lady was trash. Jays were weird. They gave me a rally towel and what else they gave me? They gave me a rally towel and a fidget spinner for my troubles. And the kids all showed up for me. And I was like, what a weird night of up and down that was of humanity. Sure. Yeah.
All in one day. All in one night.
It was all I wanted to do was just get drunk with my friends at the baseball game and yell about calls. That is all I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, like I said at the top when I introed this story, it ended up being a good news story because I guess the last part of that story, and this is why I contacted you, I saw your recent IG post, and you decided to, first you sold some of those Tops Now cards.
Yeah, I did.
Right? And then
I was like, okay, so here's the thing. Yeah. I got hurt, and then everyone's like, this. I got thousands of requests for baseball cards. And I was like, nah, okay. No. Because I didn't have them yet also, but I was just like, I don't know you. Get out of here. Yeah. So, but I thought, I'm going to sell, everything felt bigger than me. The moment felt bigger than me. Me being a baseball card felt way bigger than me. And I thought, what am I going to do? So I sold 8 baseball cards. And I got $5,500 over $5,000. And I was like, crazy. What? And I was like, this has to mean something bigger than me. So right away I was like, I will. And so right away I did a press tour. So if you look at me, I'm in every newspaper, weirdly ever. My advice to you is stay out of the news. I was in all the news. And so I thought, I'm going to give this to children concussion research, because I actually got really hurt, right? I would forget where I was walking in the street. I had a stutter for months. I had a really bad concussion. I almost died and I got really hurt. Mm-hmm. So I was like, how can I make this bigger than me? So I was like, I will donate this to Holland Bloorview, which is a rehabilitation hospital in Toronto. Yep. So what they do is they do kids will go to acute care, sick kids or emergency room, but Holland Bloorview has a school. Kids are there for a long time. It's where you go for your rehabilitation journey. And I was like, I'm going to give them the money because I don't want it. So right away, Schneider's gave me $110 worth of meat. They're like, we're going to give you it was $10 was $1 for the meat for every mile an hour you got hit, which is the same with the baseball cards. They gave me 110 baseball cards, and I gave it to a native men's residence. I was like, I will give this away. And when I got hurt with the baseball cards, I was like, I'm going to give. At the time, I said I'm going to give partial proceeds to a children's charity, and I always knew I was going to give it all. I was like, I will give all the money away, and so I gave $5,126. It was actually more with fees in to Holland Bloorview Kids Concussion Research in Toronto, because it just felt so much bigger than me, and I didn't want the money. I was like, I have this money, and it's not my money. It's got to be something bigger. So so I donated it to a kids hospital. I felt really good about it. I got to roll up with a giant novelty check. That was cool. Yeah. They gave me a tour. That was awesome. But the thing is about the whole thing is there's got to be something bigger, right? There's got to be something bigger and better. Sure. And I thought this had to be it. It wasn't good enough that I got turned into a Tops card. It wasn't what does that mean? I don't know. I actually still don't know. It wasn't good enough that I almost died at the baseball game. But when I gave the money to a kids hospital, I thought this slaps.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. Yeah, that's amazing story. And yeah, like I used to be a journalist, so I've done a few stories on the Holland Bloor Kids Rehab Hospital.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
They do great work. Yeah,
they
for
do
sure.
great work. Yeah, and so I was just like, everything felt right to me when I had the direction of like,
yeah,
I'm gonna give it to the kids, and like I knew it. Like, so I was doing auctions. I was like, I'm gonna give money to children's hospitals. So this is what I will be doing with the money.
Yeah.
Because again, the weird night that I had, getting turned into a baseball card. Like, dude, I had 50 million views on that tweet. I probably had 100 million. Like, I walked down the street, people know who I am, and I'm like, cool, okay, that's great. And so, yeah, it just never felt like it was my money to begin with.
Okay, no, that's yeah, amazing story, like I said, and I can't even imagine what it felt like for you to go viral. Like, did you ever expect that kind of attention in terms of, you know, what happened, what transpired that night? And
no,
yeah.
So I was at my niece and nephew's place. I put on How to Train Your Dragon for them. Okay. And then when I went viral, I said, guys, like, I went viral, and they were whining about where their popcorn was. So,
okay.
No, like, this is the thing. I always say, like, stay out of the news. And like, I went viral, but it was a weird thing because everybody's actually quite nice to me, right? Everyone was like super, super nice to me. Because I was like, well, I stayed for the game. Because I did. I stayed for the game.
Yeah.
Do I say you should do that? No, you should probably go straight to the hospital. Don't do that. But like, everything felt like surreal. And even like, I mean, I did every news you could imagine. I was like everywhere. And,
because I was going to ask, I'm like, was it just local? But yeah, you like,
no, it was Washington Post. It was People Magazine.
Mentioned.
TMZ was sniffing around for me, and I hid. And it was like New York Times. So it was crazy. Is like, I was like, oh, whoops, I was in the New York Times, and I forgot to buy the article of the New York Times. So I'm in a two-page spread of the New York Times. I'm literally, if you look at my name in the news, you'll be shocked. And I was in Sports Illustrated. I was in John Boy. I was in all of the news. And I'll tell you, this is what is crazy about my story. So I went viral like a year ago. Mm-hmm. But it's not unusual for me to be sitting on my couch, be like drinking coffee, and be like, it's Saturday. And like, it's called the baseballer likes to repost my original ask, and then my face pops up, and I'm like, oh no, 20,000 people are commenting me, and they're always like, shouldn't have been on your phone, and I'm always like,
yeah, here we go.
Now I put the phone down now because I was like, you would never say that to a man, but like I will say that. So I was like, no, was I on my phone taking selfies? I was watching baseball, having a baseball related conversation, and it could happen to anybody, and people have a hard time with that. Understanding like something really bad could happen to you, even if you're doing everything right. And I talked to the Jays a few times. Get your nets up. Actually, I said, hey, maybe you should call a engineer and get those studies. I know you do them. And so, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Someone's going to get hurt and they're going to interview me. That's what will happen. Yeah, I think that like, I think I do wonder if I was a man, how I'd be treated, but I don't think I'd be on the baseball card if I was a man. And I don't think, and like a part of it also is that like, I'm on a podcast. I did every podcast you can imagine. And I actually got a podcast. I've joined a podcast team, and now I get to interview like Todd Stoudemire, Jay Jackson, Ricky Romero.
Yeah.
Like cool Jays. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't hate that at all. You know?
Yeah, no, I saw some of those. Yeah, I like those, or heard some of those interviews. So yeah, just the opportunity.
Yeah, it's good. It's a blast. Like it's a blast. And I think that like, I'm a Jays fan. Like at heart, like I'm a baseball fan. Like I go to a lot of games, and you'll like if you go to Jays games, you're gonna see me around the stadium, and I hope that you come say what's up because I always say what's up to you and high five you. And so, but it's like, yeah, I just feel like I'm part of the flora and the fauna of the Sky Dome, and I was always part of it. And it's like all of a sudden like something insane happened to me, and people are like, oh, we notice you now, but I was like, I was always there.
You're always there. Yeah. Well, I love that, Liz. Again, thanks for sharing that story. And
it's wild.
It's wild. It's crazy. It's insane for sure. And even the fact that you stay for the rest of the game, that only tells me that you're a diehard Jays fan. So I appreciate that about you.
They don't deserve me. But I will say this, like, it's like I try and be the best Topps card I can be for everybody who never became a Topps card, right? Like,
living the dream.
What does it mean? Yeah. I will show you. So I did one Topps card flex.
Okay.
So as you know, I am a Topps card.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find it. So I commissioned a guy called Brad Davis to put me in the 1950s pop art style
Nice.
of a Topps card.
Yeah,
I have it like giant in my house because I'm like, it's cool. Like, yeah, like I almost died at the baseball game, but like at the end of the day, how many people are Topps cards? It's not a lot. And so when I think about how the hobby has embraced me, like I am really grateful because I'm like, who am I? I'm nobody, right? And they're like, they've all like, there's this thing called random acts of kindness where they mail you baseball cards, and that's really cool.
Yeah,
you know, like I love that, and like I love that, like I love that people want to share their passion with me. And when I see people around Toronto, or even I was in Cleveland and somebody stopped me, and they knew who I was, and they're like,
"No way."
Yeah, man, it's wild. And they're like, "Hey, it's you," and they want to talk to me about baseball. They want to talk to me about baseball cards, and I'm like, I will talk to you all day about this thing. And so I feel so like lucky that like people want to share their passions with me of like, you know, about a baseball game they were at that mattered to them, or how mad they are at the Jays. Cause I'm honestly probably that mad too.
Right.
And it's so fun, right? Like, I mean, like Cards to the Moon, like you guys do like baseball cards, and like, I love it. Cause like you just collect little pictures of men.
That's it.
I deeply love it. And so like, what's fun is like, I get to share with my nephew. So I got this box of Top Celebration Pack.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
And I got it because I'm trying to help him collect all of the Series 2025 Jays, but with cutie inserts.
right.
Like, and so he's 9, and that's fun. We open the cards, and most of me is saying, "Who's that man?" I don't know, but sometimes I know who the man is, and like, but it's really fun because like. I like that he can sort them, and I like that we can do it together.
Sure.
I would never do it alone. I have like 6 baseball cards that I own. Yeah, like I said, so like mostly they're of my own face. I have 100 of my own baseball cards.
Right.
Like I will say this, like I really didn't sell a lot of them. They're mostly under my bed.
Yep.
I got a few graded. Like there was a card show was in town, and I dropped a few off, which is super awkward to like, hey PSA, I have 10 cards of my own face for grading, and they're like, whoa, we want to talk to you, and you're like, yeah, no, cool, but like straight up, I'm cuter in real life, I swear. And so it's been like a ride because I'm just like, what do you do when you have 100 cards of your own face? So I'm trying to figure that out, right. But I mostly don't. Like one of my baseball cards sold for $2,000. They sell for $5,000 to $2,000 because I just don't want them out of my hands. Yeah. And so, but if it's a good day and somebody's like, I mostly sell them for charity, as you've seen. Like I sell them for charity. Yeah. But if somebody's like had a signed Dave Steve card, and I love Dave Steve from the Blue Jays, and I was like,
for sure.
Yo, you want to trade? And he sent me all these cool packs, and like it was a great trade, and I got to meet friends, and like, if you get me on the right day and you ask me something, I'll be like, yeah, all right, cool. But mostly I say no.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Good to know. That's I'm still laughing at the you going to a PSA booth and they're looking at the cards. They're looking at you.
Yeah, there's pictures of me. So I'm like, cool. How do I fill this out? And there's like I had like 10 cards of my own face because because tariffs you can't ship them right
now.
And I was like, there's a lot to ship them, and I was like, but I'm only getting the cards graded because like I want my niece and nephews to be able to put them on their wall.
Sure, yeah.
Right, like, and so it's really awkward to be like. Everyone else has cool cards of like cool baseball mans, and I'm just like, yeah, I got like 10 cards in my own face. Like what?
You should at least sign them. Do you sign any of them for
Oh no, I do because at PSA they have my signature on file, nice. Which is insane. So I signed all of them. Right, okay. It was just insane because I was like, I emailed them, I was like, do I need to give you a form? And like, no, like we know your signature, like, and I was like, cool. And like literally, it's like if you look at the superstars of humanity, I'm there, and I'm like, I should not be there. But like, yeah, so it was really cool. It's like, then PSA Canada's like, well, your picture taken with you. It happens a lot. They'll be like, we want to take a picture with you. Right. And then people online are like, want a picture with you. And then other people see and they're like, yo, we want your picture taken with you. So I do a lot of picture taking. And if anybody, I have this thing at Blue Jays games called Random Dude Selfies. You're walking down, like, I'm just like, I have 2 beers in my hands. I'm walking and someone like, I'm like, yeah. So I will always do whatever. And I always say what's up. But it was, I don't know, when you're in all the newses and the thing is like, I'm a baseball card. A lot of people wish they were baseball cards. I'm not going to be mean about it. I'm going to be like, yes, I am this baseball card for all of us. I am this opportunity for everybody that wish they were a baseball card. I'm trying to do the best job of being this Topps card that I can, right? Like, I don't know what you would do if you're a Topps card, but like, I don't know. Like, I never thought it was going to happen to me. So I always tell people, practice your signatures because you don't know.
You never know.
You don't know, right?
Yeah.
You don't know. And so I hope that, like, I wish everybody was a Topps card, but it turns out it's just, right now it's me. I sat in the wrong chair. But I'm going to be the best Topps card for everybody who wished they were a Topps card that they could be.
Yes, appreciate that. I appreciate you being the ambassador for that, and yeah, like it's kind of a crazy story that you are a top, like other than MLB players, other than professional athletes, it's a very, very small list.
There's a bee guy. The bee guy was awesome.
That's true.
A bunch of bees. That raccoon. God bless that raccoon. And then this little darling. And the thing is, like, what made me different is Topps never circulated these cards. They gave all of them to me.
Yeah.
If you want this card, get me on a good day. I'll still probably say no, but Godspeed to you. I always say, like, always ask. I don't mind people asking. Can we get a card? What do we got to do for a card? So right now, I actually tweeted today. I was like, if you give $500 to the charity of my choice, I will send you a card. Now, probably will people do that? I don't know, which is funny because, like, when I put them on eBay, they pay way more than that. So
yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I don't know, but
that's
I don't
cool.
know. It was never. I felt like it was never about me. And it's really funny. So my nephew and I were ripping packs, and there's like a thing that was like, hey, like it was like the big league baseball or whatever series they had, right? It's cute. I love cutie series.
Ripped a few boxes of those. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and it was like, hey, register here and you can become a baseball card. And he's like, nah. And I was like, no, like that's a big deal. I know that like it happened to me, but like actually like it's not supposed to happen, and it's a big deal. You should enter the contest.
Yeah,
because it's a huge deal. Like if that happened to you, that'd be everything, you know. And so,
you never know.
You never know. And like, I mean, Clark, what would you do if you were a Topps card?
That's an interesting question. I haven't.
I asked that to people. Like, what would you do if you became a Topps card tomorrow?
After talking with you, I got to start first, like practicing my autographs. That's what I got to start doing.
Oh
right?
my god! But I will say, so somebody was very sweet. So the first place I started was on Jay's Reddit, and they were like, "Liz, like you can't use your banking autograph on those baseball cards.
Okay,
you got to change." So I changed the autograph. So I don't use my formal banking one. So you got to practice your autograph.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
How would you celebrate being a baseball card?
I would get it graded as well. You got to encapsulate it. You got to protect it.
I haven't gotten any of them graded at all because I was like, it's going to cost me hundreds of dollars. So I'm going to get them graded. Yeah. What else would you do? What would be like? What else?
Yeah, I guess I would give it away for sure. I don't know actually. That's
right. So I give not even my family has. I gave my nephew one for his birthday, but no. Yeah. They're literally mostly under my bed. Like they just like somebody was like, "Oh, hey, Liz, I got one of your baseball cards. Rip one in a pack. Can you sign it for me?" And I thought, you're lying. You can't have one.
Right. Yeah.
You just don't. Well, what's funny is like people. What is really cool is because I was like, I'm gonna help kids with concussions. So I got a little reach out from people being like, I have a head injury.
Mm-hmm.
And they bought the cards to help with the research. And somebody was like, I have brain tumor, and he sent me the scans. And I was like, oh man, but like after he bought it. But I will say this. So when I got hurt, when they said it was a Topps card, there was no cure in the whole world like my Topps card. People be like, my daughter's got cancer. The only cure in the world is your Topps card. We get a Topps card. And I was like, no, absolutely not. But I wouldn't respond. But like, I have 1,000 messages of just like people just asking me like the weirdest ask you've ever heard of. And I just sort of was like, no. I just ignored it because I didn't have them. I didn't have for 2.5 months, which is good. So again, they're mostly under, and it is something deeply personal about giving away pictures of your own face.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in demand, and it's scarce because there's only 110 copies out there. It's right. So
I would say there's 15. What out in the world? Both of them are under my bed. And everyone's like, oh, Liz, you got to do this. And I was like, no, I don't. And I was like gonna take a picture of me throwing them in the fire just to weird out collectors. I didn't do it. I did not throw it in the fire. But I was like, no. I was like, I can. Don't you tell me how to baseball card. I am a baseball card.
Yeah. That you can definitely. Yeah, you own that claim for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Liz,
And sorry, I know I talked a lot, Clark. Any questions you have about being a top scout? Anything about anything?
no, I think you kind of really shared your experience well. I got the full experience.
Yeah, man, it was a ride. I will say this is like, again, I will reiterate, the hobby was awesome. So
Amazing.
I'm bad. I don't have a lot of baseball cards. I have like 6 of them. Mostly I collect with my nephew, which I really enjoy. I like base cards. I'm like the only person alive. It's like, yeah, base cards are still awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
sure
the whole set. And but like I own like my favorite baseball card of all time is a goose. It's like a Goose Gossens card. It's just a goose, and there's a blue jay. And
that's cool.
I bought a Vladdy card that he signed, and I'm like generally bad at baseball cards, but I do like if there's a picture of a man that I like. I think it's actually the whole root of baseball cards. I'll buy the picture of the man.
Okay.
It's just pictures of man. Like that's it. It's just tiny pictures of man. Actually, Clark, what do you like about baseball cards?
As a collector, this is so my wife has her collection of bags and things like that, right? And I didn't get it for the longest time until I really got deep into baseball cards again. And it's just this collector mindset. It's just like we just need to collect things, and then we need to complete sets, and we need to, we like to organize and then maybe
sort.
Sort. Yeah.
So I like my nephew. I like that he can like sort the baseball. Like they're not fancy.
It's fun.
So
yeah.
I'm going to show you my favorite baseball cards that I've got. We're going to do this now.
Yeah.
This one's cool. It's that one.
Oh yeah.
Vladdy, Product 70. Yeah, that's a cool one.
With the alien-looking face. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a picture of his bat, and he's like, "Hey, it's like a $2 baseball card."
Bat relic. Yeah.
This one I bought. I looked for an Urja Nimla signed card. They were for $250. Ready? Yeah. This card was $100. Why? It's a Vladdy of 25. It's top series 1.
That's a nice card. Yeah.
I know. Why, in fact, would this 5 of 25 card be cheaper than an Urja Nimla card?
You know why? The rookie cards just have that kind of premium.
We know it. We know that it's not real though. Then somebody actually sent me this card. Mm-hmm. The Topps Now Vladdy. I was at this game with my friends getting drunk and shouting. Cool. Yeah. And so then I bought this for my nephew. I haven't given it to him yet, but I will for his birthday. It's an on sticker auto Urjan card. I got it for $8.
Yeah, nice.
But why would someone this guy isn't even real yet, and this guy is wholly real, and yet this card is worth 3 times. It's gambling.
It's gambling, and if our regular Cards to the Moon listeners will know, we've talked about it in the past. It's all about potential.
Yeah, it's all potential. But I like because man, I actually I keep entering breaks because because gambling's fun. All right, straight up.
Sure.
And but also just I only want Jays. I only want Jays are hard to score in packs. Yeah. And somebody was like, I got what was the guy who was the name of a car? Austin.
Austin. Can't remember.
No, he was the biggest deal in Bowman a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he's a catcher, right? No.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. No,
Austin Martin.
Austin Martin, yes.
Right?
And he didn't pan out, but I actually got him in an old break. And everyone's like, oh, this was the main hit of the break. And he wasn't the guy,
right.
Right. And so I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So I'm not doing that. I refuse to yo, this is our guy. No, I'm only picking I bought a Vladdy signed game used bat for $1,500 because I'm he just signed a deal. The bat's cute.
Yeah.
That I don't. But how many rookies actually pan out?
Baseball's a hard game. Baseball's a very hard game. It takes a long time.
So basically, I am paying money for cards. I do have the shiny Ohtani card.
Ooh.
It is a 50-50 parallel. You know the one when I got. All right, so this girl got one of those shiny bags. You can sell them, and I opened it, and people are like, she only got it because she's a girl in the hobby. Doesn't matter, I got it and you don't. It hit PSA 9. It's a rainbow PSA parallel of Shohei 50-50.
Yeah, from the 50-50 set, yeah.
I call it my Magic Sparkle. If anybody wants to buy this card for me, I don't know this man. I know him, but he's not my guy. If anyone wants to trade it for something way less, I'd probably be down. There you go. So anyway, but that's it. It's just tiny pictures of men, and I deeply like. I think it's fun. I think it's cute. I like that. I went to my first sports card exhibition.
Yeah,
right. And
the expo.
Yeah, everyone was really nice to me. I was walking down, and people were like, "I know you," and I'm like, "Hi, what's up?" And so I really enjoy people in it for the passion.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Clark, what got you into baseball card collecting?
I mean, I collected. It's the same story for a lot of us. Collected as a kid, just into baseball too, right? So, and then right before COVID, the nostalgia hit, and you're like,
is that when the market went up again?
Right around COVID for sure. It just boomed. And all these 40-somethings like myself were like, remember when we collected as a kid? Now we have a little bit of disposable income.
As a kid, what was your favorite baseball card you got? Like ripped in a pack?
Mookie Wilson. I don't know if you remember Mookie Wilson.
My same was Mookie Wilson. So Mookie Wilson, my brother got him, and we actually had we put a letter to the Sky Dome, and he signed our card. So Mookie Wilson's my guy. Yes. I deeply love Mookie Wilson. There's a thing going around how he believes in dinosaurs. It's not real. It's not real.
I didn't even know about
that. But Mookie Wilson is agreed. That actually got me into baseball cards too, because Mookie Wilson signed our card. He mailed it.
I have an autographed version, a card, because I stood in line for one of his signings. So I had that when I was a kid. Still have it. Yeah, so
that's awesome. Yeah, Mookie Wilson was I just thought it'd be a cute name because I was 9, and I was like, that's good enough.
Yeah. So, diehard Jays fan like you. Let me end off this with one question, because we're both Jays fans, right? We're both from Toronto. Most of our Cards to the Moon listeners are American, actually.
Hi America! I can't go there right now.
Right now, it's but then I'm glad our listeners heard the whole story from you.
If you see my face floating around, they only ever post the one where I'm like, "Hey guys, hook me up." They never post, "Hey, you gave over $5,000 to a kids charity," or "You became a Topps card." So keep that in mind if you see my dumb face floating around.
Well, we'll let people know about you're giving to charity for sure. But anyway, as of this recording, the Jays, we just won again, so we're back up to 500 finally, right? My question to you is, what do they need to do to keep this momentum going so we can hopefully get back into the playoffs?
Clark, you're not going to like this.
Oh no!
They need to start losing again. They need to get under 500. Yeah. I don't know if Shiner's the guy to get us there. I think we're operating within a framework of failure. I'm not really sure the decisions he makes around the bullpen, etc. He made some weird decisions. So I don't know if this momentum is real or not. I wish that it was. But here's the thing. The Jays have shown us who they are years and years. So do you remember the parallel universe that was opened when George Springer and Bo Bichette smashed into each other years ago and we lost? Yeah. So it kind of ripped open a space-time continuum in which we still operate of failing and losing and being sad.
Right.
And our lineup, for no matter, I don't know what reason is it, but I won't put together the best lineup you've ever seen. And then they get sucked to power and drive and just can't do it. Mm-hmm. And also this, I will say that the Jays can't get hot all at once. Their bats can't get hot when the pitching's hot.
That's true.
I don't know why.
It's frustrating.
It's bigger than us, but it's actually, literally in the last 3 years have never been that way. Yeah. But it's cool that Springer's hitting again and running. But I don't know if these guys can get us there.
You're right. I didn't want to hear it, but I can't completely disagree with you. So.
Right. It's here's the thing. We've heard this a lot. If only the bats heat up. And when the bats heat up. But man, bats aren't heating up. It's not going to happen. They built a lineup that is too heavy. How many times have we won the Team Gold Glove? We don't want that Team Gold Glove. We don't want it. We are cursed. So, what does it take to get over the hill? A couple of years, I think. A few years. I'm concerned because, our starting rotation is pretty good. They're good. Except,
they're old. Yes.
They're old.
Yeah.
So I still think, you know what? Let's focus on positive. I'm tired of shitting on our baseball team. So I will say this. We have Vladdy locked up. What a treat that is. Oh. What a big deal that we can now see what we're building around.
Yeah.
What a great, that's everything.
Huge.
And we thought that we would have to see him be shopped around to other teams all year. We'd see Boston be here's Vladdy in a really badly photoshopped Boston outfit. You're like, hey.
Right.
And it's not. And so, you know what? We have Santander who will eventually heat up, right?
Yep.
And I think they're going to lock up Bo. I think they
so.
are. Bo has said, I want to play with Vladdy for the rest of my career.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see them do that. And so that's cool. I like that. I am concerned about the state of our farm team. It keeps me up at night. So it does, and it should you too, sir. And so
we got Arjan. Arjan is going to be a stud.
Not only that, but can we talk about this thing? How he's cute as a button. He's got a smile, a winning smile.
He's a golden boy,
he's got lovely locks. And I really love that he's the first Indian kid to like really make it this far.
Yeah.
Like Toronto's like multicultural. Like I love that other people can see themselves in him. That's
Sure.
everything, right?
Yeah.
And he's gorgeous. Like if I was like 16, I'd be like, he's gorgeous. I'm 41, so I'm like, he's cute as a button.
Yeah.
Non-predatory. But I think that like our farm team, I don't know what, like we gotta start building because like when you look at other people's farm teams, like just depth, depth. And we have a hard time attracting front like head talent, right? We know that. We've seen it. We've tried. Yeah. And so it's like we have to grow inside. So my concern with this front office isn't that our lineup is weak, which they are, which they could probably adjust over time. Mm-hmm. But it's how they've treated our farm team. They're just trash farmers. So we need better farmers, and we need. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Schneider. I don't think he's the guy to get us there.
You might be right. You might be right.
I don't know. Maybe. Sorry, I'm going to ask you. I'll take this back to you in the last. What do you think the Jays need to do to get rolling?
Yeah, I think they need to start really building around hopefully Bo and Vladdy and I mean the question about the pitching rotation being old, like that's going to have to be answered really soon, if not next season.
Soon. Yeah, really soon, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully acquire. Like I mean, Max Scherzer didn't turn out okay for us either, he
might. I will say he might still.
It's a possibility.
And I will say this: like, let's not forget that when we had a good run, 2015, we were like right above 500, and they're like, "We're going to put some pieces in and go for a tear."
That's true. Yeah,
it could happen again. But for some reason, other teams rebuild and they go for tears all the time, and we just like can't do it. I don't know why. And we're not like the Angels or we're not the Rockies, but it's like, where is this like rebuild spirit where we can just like inject a few dudes in and go hard? And I think it just comes down to farm team depth.
That and I hope that Rogers continues to pour money into the Jays. Maybe you know.
I mean, I will say so. I don't like I try to not go when they're really trash. I'm like I'm not gonna go.
Okay.
But it is a delight because when no one's going, like tickets are like. Like I got 100 for $30, man. Those are $120 tickets. So, but I hope that the problem with us being Canada's team is because people plan their trips a year ahead, right? So like, oh, Jays are good. I will take my vacation there.
Right.
So we don't see the dip as with a regional team. You'd be like, oh, they're trash. We'll see a dip right away in attendance. This team we do not. So I don't know. I hope that. I mean, we all want the same thing. We want the Jays to do well. We want to win. But we all have a hard time with the front office and our ownership. That's
true. I guess time will tell us, see what happens, see how it unfolds. But you know, we'll still be there. We're both Jays fans.
Man, we're going. I will be. That's the sad part. Like I'm going on Wednesday. Like, but I almost died at the Jays game, and I was there 2 days later. Like I'm gonna be there.
That's diehard. I love it. It. Well, you know, I'm gonna probably see 3-4 more games this season. So if I see, I'll say hi for sure.
Yeah, but always come say. If anybody sees me, always come say hi.
Say hi to Liz. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Again, thanks for your time, and love the story, and it was awesome.
Yeah, but stay out of the news. That's my advice to everybody.
Will do. Hey, thanks for listening to Cards to the Moon. We'd really appreciate you subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, and you can also connect with each of us on Instagram at 5cardguys, or you can follow Hyung at Integrity Sports Cards, or John at TradeU at Recess. You can also check us out at 5cardguys.com. Thanks again, and hope to connect soon.